Okay, hi BookTube, Aaron here, hope you're doing alright. I feel like I should be saying long time no see. I feel like I haven't made a video for a while, and I definitely haven't been as active on BookTube as I'd like, so hopefully that'll change for the better soon. But anyway, I'm coming today with a tag video, and I'm going to be doing the book acquiring tag, which was created by Kristen over at Enter the Book, and I was very kindly tagged by Elizabeth from Book Guns and Books. So I'll have both channels down in the description. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first prompt is, do you plan your book purchases ahead or do you impulse buy? And I definitely lean a little more into the impulse buying side of things. Yeah, I think I've probably said before that I'm a bit of a mood reader, really. Yeah, I go off my my intuition, wherever my curiosity is sort of leading me, I suppose. And when it comes to picking up books, it's pretty similar as well. You know, when I'm browsing, it's whatever arouses my curiosity. So it is more of an impulse thing, although I do keep a list of books to look out for. Sometimes it's a little more haphazard and in the back of my head, but there are places in the bookshop I'll check if I'm there. So it's a bit of a mix, but I lean more towards the impulse side of things. Number 2 is, how do you decide what books to buy? BookTube is a big part of that now, with people's reviews and things like that. But I suppose also just sort of cultural osmosis, I suppose. You know, when you sort of hear books mentioned in interviews or in films or in song lyrics, or you're looking at the books that you know, other writers or musicians or artists have found inspiring, stuff like that. So yeah, it really can come from any direction, and I'm just sort of picking up possible books to read from all over the place. But again, it's generally just my curiosity that leads me, whatever I find interesting. Then number 3 is, what is your philosophy on where you shop? Online versus in person, large versus small, physical, digital or audio, new versus used, etc. And generally I try to shop in person. Obviously with the last couple of years I haven't been doing that as much, but still actually a fair amount of my book shopping is in person, whether in a larger bookshop. I think Waterstones is the only real sort of really big bookstore chain here in the UK, and I do quite like Waterstones generally, and each branch tends to have its own feel, which is quite nice. But then yeah, there are specific smaller bookshops and charity shops as well. I love picking up books from charity shops. So yeah, that's generally where I get my books from. So a mix of new and secondhand, obviously, with that. Yeah, there's something about the secondhand book that I quite like. And then physical, digital, or audio. So obviously with that, you can probably tell I lean more to the physical book side of things. I've experimented a little bit with ebooks. I do quite like them. I have nothing against them. I just don't gravitate towards my e-reader as much as I could. And then I have nothing against audiobooks, but it's just nothing, you know, I haven't really used audiobooks all that much yet, so I don't really read books or listen to books, I suppose, that way. Number 4, what about little free libraries? What do you think about them? Have you ever used them, or why not? And yeah, I've used some little free libraries. I don't think there's a sort of dedicated scheme here in the UK, but it seems like it's something that small communities just decide to start doing themselves. And definitely over lockdown, there was sort of a lot of not post boxes, a lot of phone boxes, sort of the old red phone boxes that aren't really being used as phone boxes anymore, were being turned into these little free libraries. So I used to walk past a couple of them when I was out and about, and So yeah, that was a great way. And then the cyclical things started happening, so I'd be picking up books from there, but also I'd be passing books on to the little free library quite often as well. So that was pretty cool. But I've since moved house, and I don't know if there is one near me, so we'll see about that. And then number 5 is, how do you feel about acquiring a book? Do you share it, like in a book haul or a diary? And I do generally make book haul videos. It's quite a fun way to, to catalogue it. But I think I'm finding out that I'm quite a bit of a haphazard person. So I don't make a book haul video for every time I buy a book. Sometimes I just forget, or I've just picked up one book at random and things like that. And so I don't necessarily keep a record of every book that I collect, that comes in. But maybe I could work on that. Then number 6 is, how do you feel about looking at your books that haven't been read? Does it matter if it's currently a lot or a little amount? I don't feel too bad about it. I think I've said in the past that I see my my book collection, or my books, as being part of my own little library that I'm slowly growing and accumulating more and more into it. And I see my shelves as possibilities, whether they're read or unread, because I quite like the idea of rereading books, and I haven't done as much in recent, in the last couple of years as I'd like, but I just like to have all the possibilities there, so I never feel too bad about having unread books on the shelf. Then number 7 is, how do you decide what number of books is the right amount? I'm guessing this is more to do with the TBR. How big, how small should your TBR be? And I don't really make that many TBRs. I give myself piles of possibilities, I suppose, as some people call them, or an MBR, just books I might read. But I'm finding out I try to avoid direct TBRs where I can, just because I like to have that space to let my curiosity go where it wants to. Then, do you have a TBR game or a process for reading your books? Not really. I set myself a goal of a number of books I'd like to read every year, and sometimes that can help narrow my focus, because as much as I said I like my curiosity to go wherever I want it to, it's good to have some direction there as well. So I find setting a numerical goal is good, but other than that, there's not really that much I do. Sometimes I make a list of books I'd like, so if I can't decide on what books to read, then I have a list of books I might want to get to, but it's nothing too rigid, really. Then number 9 is, do you have a book buying problem? If so, what is the nature of it, and can it be adjusted? And I've noticed that the book buying problem I have is that I buy more books when I put myself on a book buying ban, which is a bit weird, and I don't know what that says about me. But so maybe the way to stop that is to not put myself on a book buying ban, which sounds counterintuitive, but I don't know. We'll see. And then number 10 is to tag 2 or 3 others to ponder their book buying process. And I'm going to, as I often do, leave it open to as many people who want to do it. So if you're watching this and you haven't been tagged and you'd like to do it, then please feel free to consider yourself tagged and do this. But I'll tag 2 people in particular as well, who I don't think have done this quite yet. So I'll tag Mark from Book Time with Elvis, and I'll tag MJ from Reading This Life. So yeah, feel free to do it if you'd like to do it. And then just at the end, number 11, know that you are awesome as you are. Being a book lover is amazing. So there we go. That's the book acquiring tag. That was quite fun. I suppose I'll be seeing you for another tag next week, and probably a couple of other videos in between. But for the time being, I hope you're doing really well, and I'll see you again soon.